Okay, we are in Fairbanks.
That's where Keith bought the spirits.
And I'm in good spirits. I can't speak for these jokers. And also, I can't believe this is what I committed to. Anyway, we're going to have a great trip. Still haven't heard from pilots, but we'll be out. We'll figure it out. We've only given blood is all we've given so far. Okay.
Shadow air. There could be issues with these two yahoos.
So, we are here officially. There's the man. And look at that, a rainbow. Is there a pot of moose at the end of the rainbow? Anyway.
Pot of caribou.
Pot of caribou, that's what it is. Jerry's caribou bound. Foggy getting out of Fairbanks, but the flight after that was all really good. We saw 2 bulls in this creek canyon coming in, 3 cows. So anyway, very promising. It's about a 15-minute hump over that hill to the little lake where he landed. And then, but anyway, we schlepped all our gear here. It took about, I don't know, a couple hours. Tim hopefully is not far away. Here we are on lovely day 1. It's just a misty day. It's just mist in the sky. So you kind of have a little layer of precipitation on you. I just got back from a lovely walk. Took about a 3-hour walk, just up and around slowly. Didn't see anything but beautiful Alaska landscape. And I know Tim went out for a walk himself. We'll see. I came back because it's drizzly. Weather forecast is brutal for tomorrow. When they say 100%, I think we're going to get wet. But we've got an awesome tarp over there. Unfortunately, we'll be hanging out there a lot probably. And we'll see what the heck. It was pretty cool. We called a bull in last night, 100 yards. It was right at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I did 1 cow call and he came in about 15 or 20 minutes after that. Jerry had his sights on him, but it was day 1. So anyway, he's still out there taking care of the girls. Way to go, buddy. Nice to be out here. Great company.
There's an action photo of Keith doing the last of the 3 morning moose calls. See if we can get anything to come into camp. Action.
Sexy.
Action photo.
Sexy.
Here we are. Nice afternoon on the 16th of September 2024. Little snow last night on the peaks. Keith smiling. Getting ready for the float. Our first float of the trip. Hey Tim. Ain't gonna look at me. He might give me a bird.
Won't be the first, won't be the last.
You're number 1. Okay, camp number 2. A couple of good things here. They actually saw some caribou up on that tall mountain. Not that it's great that they're up there, but at least they saw something. Tim and I may take a walk up there tomorrow and go try and track those fellas down. I think it's about a 2-hour hike up to there. We'll find out. My slow ass might be more like 3, but anyway, I told him I'd go with him if he wants to go. Actually, I'd enjoy it. And our target was actually this guy because of perspective, but I hiked up there this afternoon. It's not actually all that great. We do have a really cool high bank right over there. Lots of sloughs. Another really nice camp spot up here on the gravel bar. The guys did killer floating today. I know Jerry said he really enjoyed it. Plus the river's really, really mellow, so it is tranquil out there doing that. So nice. There was some bugs coming out yesterday, so you could see the layer of frost on everything. So yeah, it was cold last night. Whoops, sorry about that. Jerry says I'm over ambitious, but I cut a tree for a fire. We haven't lit anything yet, but you can see there's quite a nice, it's one tree, but it's awesome. If we want a fire, we'll probably have to do that, burn all the trash. And I'm kind of a dumbass. I didn't have the camera handy. I had to get up to go to the bathroom last night around midnight, and the whole sky, the entire sky was just lit up bright with northern lights. It was impressive, but it was also flipping cold, so that sleeping bag was a nice little warm embrace to get back to. But first call's done. We got some water on, although we did have to hand pump today. Our hanging bag is frozen, the tube on it's frozen, so changing a bit, but it's good.
Alright, so camp is right there. Shit. And that horseshoe right down there. That's where Keith and I started this morning. We saw some caribou up high on the ridge. Decided we were going to give it a shot. So I'm not quite to the top, but this is how far we have walked so far. And while I was down at camp yesterday, I told my dad I saw a shed way the hell up here, and this is what it turns out to be. And you bring me to my knees again. All the times when I could beg you please in vain. All the times when I felt insecure. Well, here we are, day 5, I think. The 18th, whatever day that is. Kind of having I don't want to say a lazy day, but more of a camp day. Just kind of taking care of the caribou that I got yesterday. See the game bags that we packed everything down in, drying out up there on the brush so they can be used again. We've got the hind quarters, or all the quarters, and everything sprayed with citric acid and sitting back in fresh game bags back there in the brush, hung up so air gets on all sides and keeps them cool, keeps them dry. Yeah, kind of nice. It's like about 2 o'clock in the afternoon or so. Cloud cover's starting to come in, but so far it's been kind of like that. Bluebird day, sunshine. The minority of days in Alaska for the most part. But I know I brought it up before, but the hike Keith and I did yesterday, way up there, all the way around the backside of that highest peak you can see. Ended up shooting the caribou just down off the kind of the right side of that peak where it disappears behind the other ridge line. It's about where we got him at, so it was quite the jaunt. But it was good. Would have been good even if we didn't get one. But we saw over 40 total caribou, but there's most of them were down lower in the next drainage over, too far for us to go after. There was a couple good bulls, but pretty happy with what we got. So
Here we are, day after the big harvest. We are putting pine boughs down underneath the meat, and on top creates airspace for the cooling and keeps the meat dry. And we'll pull the tarp over the top because it looks like we might get a little rain today. So Peekaboo is going to have a nice place to rest tonight.
well, it's morning, day 6, I think, and see, we're another beautiful day. We're getting really lucky with the weather up to this point. Only had one real rainy day so far, but yeah, finished just in the middle of breakfast here. Keith's already done a couple moose calls this morning and said that's all he was gonna do, and we're sitting there right over there by the cook stove, and all of a sudden I noticed a pair of antlers sitting over the ridge right here, about 70 yards away is all. And a little bull came in. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite big enough to shoot, and we tried to get him on film, but the camera said it was too cold to work. So we unfortunately didn't get him on film. He's probably 40, mid-40s, 43, 44 inches wide. Only had 2 brow tines, and the minimum's 50 inches wide, or 4 brow tines on one side. So he wasn't a legal bull, otherwise we'd be having moose for dinner tonight.
All the times that I felt like this won't end, it's for you, and I taste what I could never have.
So this is camp number 3. We got pine boughs under and over the meat. We'll leave it open unless it rains a bit. You can see this is just a killer, fantastic camp beach. I'll take a walk here in a bit and show you. But it's funny, we floated 2.5 hours and you see those 2 peaks. We were just camping at the base of those all the way down the slope to the left. Yeah, 2 hours, and we're a mile probably from those, but probably 3-ish or more river miles. So I'm very appreciative that Tim's keeping us in camp meat. Gosh, that Caribou was so good. But one of the reasons, again, this is a killer camp spot. Say hi to the crowd.
Hello, crowd. Campsite number 4. Sorry about that. A rainbow kind of showing through the clouds there. Rainy for part of the day. Decent weather part of the day. Tomorrow it's supposed to be pretty bad. It's supposed to snow on us pretty much all day into tomorrow night. So it's just going to be a cold float day, more than likely. Kind of came to the determination that there's not enough time to harvest a moose and butcher it all up with the amount of days we have left and the amount of river we have left to float. So to be on the safe side, make sure we don't miss pickup, we're done moose hunting. Still gonna call at night just to try to get some video footage, but yeah, it's a bummer, but it is what it is. If we come across any caribou or anything, we're still gonna go after those. We'd take those if it's convenient, I should say. But
All right, here we are, morning of the 21st, Camp 4, and it's trying to snow a little bit. That is the forecast for the day. We've got 4 pretty significant float days ahead of us. We got to cover about 80 miles-ish, a little more. But we'll be good. Target is to hit the Chandelar, the main river today, and we'll see, I'm guessing 5-ish hours to get there. And then once we get there, the information we have says we have 20 hours of float left. So we're looking at 6-7 hours of float a day for the remaining days to get to pick up. And this is the weather forecast right here. It's not cold like it's been a few of the other nights, but certainly mid to low 30s. So it'll be interesting. Everybody remains in good spirits. And
Nice Alaska day. First snow of the year for us. That's the way we're headed, right there.
Brutal. Had to go through a lot of boulders and drag our rafts through a lot of real shallow spots and kicked our butts. There's Keith making his way through now.
what a day yesterday. Holy cow. Pretty sunrise. At least there's some blue up above us. Yesterday was big fat snowflakes for probably over half the day, and then really rocky. Beautiful Chandelar, good old Shandy, much faster. We're not going to have anywhere near the obstructions we had today. Everybody will probably get splashed here and there, but we should be good. It was rainy, cold last night. Now it's frosty. So anyway, the fellas did a great job getting that wet wood going. Jerry's over there at the cook stove getting some coffee. We'll get warmed up, get some break, and we'll do it again. Shoot for kind of a longer day today. We've got, if we can go off of the Larry's info packet, we have 20-ish hours of float on Shandy, and we're hoping to do about 8 of it today, and then, you know, shorter days the next couple days. And if we're really lucky, we'll see a caribou or two, and we'll add to the weight on the boats. So Tim and I will both still be carrying rifles, and we'll hopefully make it happen. But here to the easier part of the float, and days are long, but we'll get it. All right, Camp 5 evening. Oh, we got neighbors. Super cool dudes. It actually turned out a good thing. We were floating today, and we had information that our pickup was roughly 80 miles downstream. We got coordinates from Pickup Pilot, but they're different format than what our maps are. Anyway, we had a plane circling us, trying to signal us, pulled over, no in-reach messages, did it again, and we pulled around the corner and saw this camp, so we just stopped and chatted those guys up. Super nice guys. The fellows are taking care of business. A little breezy tonight. We do have a nice fire. Breeze is really slowing down the boil, but best news ever was that our pickup is only like 5 miles away, so Moose is back on. Tim is super psyched. He will not go anywhere without a gun again, just like he should. Anyway, things are all good here, and Another beautiful night in Alaska. Whoa. Whoa.
Here we are, 2 days before our pickup is all. That moose crossed the river right here. We stopped recording so I could get set up and get ready to pull the trigger. And here is the result. So we waited. Luckily he swam all the way across the river. He made it a few steps up here onto the beach, and it took some doing, and they're huge animals. It's pretty rare that one shot will put them down, and it took several. We hit him repeatedly and he tried making it back to the river, but luckily we were able to put him down right before he got to it. I mean, you can see he's about 5 feet from the water's edge. So luckily for us, it's a easy pack out. There's my dad and Keith.
Thanks for camping up, Tim. We're eating good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so worked out good. He's just over the legal limit. He's 53 inches wide. We came up and put a tape on him before we started filming here, just to make sure everything was good. But yeah, pretty awesome, pretty psyched. That was my bucket list right there. So it's gonna be great eating, a lot of meat, and the antlers are all just a bonus. Awesome.
But I'm on the outside, I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. 'Cause inside you're ugly like me. I can see through you, see the real you. It's all inside, and I feel.
All right. So the last video was Tim doing a great job on a moose that swam across the river to him. And all three of us were down there doing some work, taking care of that moose. We were actually almost done. And Jerry looked up and said, "Oh, there's a bear." And it turns out, no, it wasn't a bear. It was 4 cows, 4-cow moose. And we saw back in the trees the flash of some antlers. And Tim and I slowly walked back to camp because we didn't have binos. We didn't have a good way to gauge anything. We just took our time, creeped back to camp, didn't spook anybody, and look what walked out of the bushes. Incredible. So about 120 yards. We had to look at this guy long and hard. He is impressive as far as antlers, but he's not super wide, so we had to go back and forth. But man, look how cool that bull is. Oh my goodness. These hill boys, they got the mojo. And they also got the old man guide, even though I didn't do shit but camp. Anyway, God, we got a lot of more work to do today, but we got 2 moose going back home. Holy cow. So we're still hanging here in the afternoon at the killing ground. There are the hill boys doing their work, keeping the fire going.
That's a day off.
We're hanging out here because I did a major mistake on the raft and punctured it. And anyway, so we've tried to patch it. We're letting the glue do its cure time. We've contacted our transporter. It's an unknown right now. We're hoping in a couple hours that we can pump that bad boy up and it works. But anyway, I added way more adventure to the adventure. Not the right kind. So I'm glad to hear everybody's laughing. But anyway, we'll get it all figured out.
Pilot just came in, kind of saved us today. Had a little accident on a boat, a little hole in it. But he just came in and touched down. Sorry we missed that picture, but here's a little shot of the plane. Keith and Tim.
Dad's on the first flight home with one of the moose. Can't see shit, I'm sure, since we just got sandblasted, but the thought's still in there.
A video of a sandstorm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tim and I are hanging out here with the boats and all the gear. And there's what walks out. And Tim is playing around with the antlers. We have a bullwinkle that just walked out looking at us. It's hilarious. Mwah! Mwah! We're just messing with him now. He's a little guy. It's hilarious. We're harassing the wildlife. Innocently, but harassing the wildlife. So here we are on the 25th. Oh, the day we're supposed to fly out. Yeah, we got here yesterday. Right Air. Those guys were fantastic. Got us out yesterday. Tim's inside, settling up. Maybe. We'll see if we can get out of here. We just cut all the meat off the bones, and it was funny. They actually came over and said, "Hey, what are you doing with those bones? We'll take them for the dogs." And then the people working back there were like, "We don't want those." Anyway, they got them, and oh, how about a nice ride for the home? That is not the final pack. We got to go. We're a cooler short and dry ice. We'll get it all bundled up, and we'll get ready. And then we got a dock appointment and an Airbnb and some more good grub. I am gonna really be missing that Mountain House food. So there was a pot of moose at the end of the rainbow. Trying to get a good picture, but Jerry's driving like a flippin' madman. Anyway, we are on the best kept road in Canada right now. You can tell by the nice smooth ride.